What's up, everyone, and welcome to the G.I.O Show, the show that stands for the Greatness Inward and Outward podcast. I'm your host, Giovanni Calderon, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I'm sure all of you were so grateful for last week and being Thanksgiving, being with your families, all coming from different parts. I'm from the East Coast. I'm in California. I have friends who I shared time with in California who went to Boston, who went to Florida, to Miami, and everyone just traveled from everywhere to be in one spot together. And to me, that's what this whole show is about. You know, Thanksgiving is such a spectacular day because we're just there to spend time with our loved ones, eat great food, and have good conversation over a meal. And for myself, I was going to spend it alone, and then a family took me in, and I'm so grateful to that family to give me a home for that day. You know, some people don't get that opportunity, and Thanksgiving is about being grateful, being thankful for all the things that you have in life. And for me, I was really able to go into my mind, be really introspective, and say, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm thankful that I have a place to stay right now. I have a podcast to film on a beautiful granite top. I'm grateful that I have a dog, that I have a parrot that makes me happy. Hey, some of you guys didn't know I had a parrot. I'm grateful that I have the most beautiful friends in the world, great family, brothers that care about me, a sister-like figure in my life. Shout out to Alessandra. But I say this, guys, because last week was really a huge week where I'm in this moment where I'm 22, I'm going to be 23, and I'm going through such a transition. You know, all of us, many of us who are watching, we're in such a transition phase. We're either just graduating college, we're graduating college, we're moving on to full-time jobs, or in our full-time jobs giving up our goals that we had in the past of maybe being a professional in some sort, or we're chasing a professional dream and not doing the stereotypical job route. And which one's the right one? And those are all the questions that go through my head over and over again. And there's so much uncertainty. And it's beautiful at the same time because we have so many opportunities in front of us of different paths we can take in life. And I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. Whichever path that you go on, you're going to end up at where you're supposed to be. And as long as you make good decisions, you are a good person, and you give it your best. As long as you give it your best, you can't be upset with what happens. And so today I wanted to come on and I wanted to just take a second for us to reflect on Thanksgiving, not for you to just hear about all my Thanksgiving, take it all in, but for you to look at your own and understand the gratitude of how thankful we need to be during these growing pains, these growing years before we're married, have children, etc. It leaves me a little bit speechless at times because life moves so quickly. Recently, I did a trip with my friends, and it was such a beautiful one where I got to put my phone down, put it away, and take in every moment. And I learned that even after that time together, that wasn't enough. Putting my phone away and just gazing into somebody and just listening to them, to my loved ones, just being able to do that, that still wasn't enough for me. Now, you might ask, well, what does that mean? What are you talking about? Well, let's say for Thanksgiving, for example, you sit down at the table, you put your phone away, you put all your electronics away, you don't look at them for the day. And you just stare at your parents, you stare at your loved ones, stare at your brothers, your sisters, and you take in all what they have to say, and then you all go to the airport and you start flying wherever you need to go. And then you're back to your regular life, right? You're back solo in an apartment. You're working now. And it all just went way too soon. And that's how I feel at times, that even when everything's put away and I stay present in the moment and I'm mindful with that person, I just want that mindful moment to last forever. And sadly, that's just not how life works. And I learned that as the years go on, a whole bunch of different nuances that life brings. And it's beautiful at the same time because I cherish those memories as if they were my last memories with the person. And I make sure that the last time I saw them, that I'm okay, that if I never saw that person again, that I would be okay because I gave it my best in that moment with them. And sometimes when I see my younger cousins, the newer generation, the phone's out and they're there, and they're there, but they're not present. And I can only imagine because I want to be even more present and I have those things put away. So I don't know what else to do to make it more present for myself. And if you guys have any ideas, definitely comment it, subscribe, and let me know, because I'll definitely take that into consideration for my own life as it can help me. As I said before in the other shows that we've had, I don't have all the answers. I'm not a wisdom person to just give you all this information. I also need help to understand. And I come out here to share these experiences that sometimes we could just take for granted. Just sitting here and being silent for a second. On a show, on a podcast, it could be kind of weird because viewers are waiting for you to say something ironic, something hilarious, something out of pocket. But that's not really me. This silence reflects how comfortable it is when you're with a loved person and you're in silence. If I have a friend across the table or my family across the table and we're silent and I'm journaling here and I'm writing, or I pick up this book and I start reading it, that company is just enough. Sometimes just being in silence and having that person there with you is enough. And even that we can take for granted at times. Because right now I could be journaling, I could be reading, but nobody's here. Nobody. We need to be present with our loved ones at all times, because you never know when the last day is going to be. And as we get into further shows, you'll understand my journey and the people I've lost throughout my 22 years of living. And there's still more to go, even myself. And it's how can we stay here and be there for that person that we love so much, that we say that we love so much. And a good reminder is show, not tell. Show that you love me. Don't just tell me. How are you showing me? Are you spending time with me? Are you asking me how I'm doing? It's not always gift giving, buying somebody something like on Christmas. That's why people love Thanksgiving, because you're not there to buy somebody a gift. You're there to share time with somebody and eat delicious food together. And it's beautiful. The last point I want to say on this show is, before Thanksgiving, every family is different, but in my experience this past week, this family did a prayer before, and it was so wholesome in that moment, because you're thanking, even though you're all there together, you're thanking someone else. You're thanking someone else in that moment for this moment that you all have together. And when you really think about it, how beautiful is it? Because the humility, everyone flies in all together, sits down at the table, about to eat, does a prayer, gives thanks to someone else, and then comes down and cherishes the time together. Just something about that gives me a little bit of goosebumps. I don't have all the words to articulate it, but to really think about that, if any of you guys do that, it's an interesting concept. And as a believer in God, it's so beautiful. There's so much warmth in that. But I'll leave you guys with that, and I hope you guys had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I missed you guys. Even though I can't hear you guys back, I do look at the comments. I do hear feedback from those who have watched and give me a call and say, G.I.O, man, this changed my life, man. G.I.O, this saved me from doing some horrid act. Or G.I.O, this empowered me to do something else. Or G.I.O, I'm so happy. I just want to keep listening. That stuff has fueled my heart. And I can't say thank you guys enough for just being on this journey with me. And I say, please continue to be on the journey. It's only going to get better, and it'll only get better together. And so I love you guys, and really take appreciation in this past week. Take the gratitude, take the thankfulness, and apply it every day, not just on Thanksgiving. Try to apply that every day. And I'm gonna try to do that too. I love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you for watching the G.I.O Show. You can like, subscribe, go on our YouTube channel, go to our website, and any feedback's welcome. All love, guys. Thank you so much.